All right, all right, guys. Good afternoon, everybody. Apologies. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome on board. Apologies, we're a few minutes late. Um, Sorry for the African time. So, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. The fact that we're a few minutes late, I think we can also give other people some time to join in. In the next 2 minutes, we'll kick start. I'm sorry for keeping you guys waiting. Um, we just needed to sort out some technical issues, and I believe that we are good to go. All right, we wanted to get it done so that everybody can have an amazing stream. All right, the plan is that we all are able to carry on together and get something meaningful out of our streams like this. That was why we had some sort of delay. You're here now, you're live now, you can just probably message your friends, um, share the links, and let people know that we are live on Padomzfx Academy YouTube channel, where we get to go through the market, all right, and pick out the best opportunities that we can find for this trading week. All right, guys. So please, um, urging everybody to like. All right, as you're watching, just like, copy the link and also share it to your friends. And I believe that um, we'll get some amazing setups for this week. So in the next 2 minutes, I believe that we will get it. We'll get right into the chat. All right. I believe that everybody can hear me and everybody can see my screen so that I will know I'm not talking to myself. So please just give us a few minutes. All right. 2 3 minutes and then we are right into it. Okay. I promise everybody that this will be an amazing stream. All right. At least I'm sure that we should be able to get some opportunities since we're going to be going across.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Is it better now? Is it better? Are we good now? Are we good to go now? Can you guys hear me? Guys hear me? Is it better now? Hello, what about now? Is it good? Is it better? Are we good now? Are we good to go? Are we good to go now? Can you guys hear me? You guys hear me? Is it better now? All right. I wanna assume it's hello, fine. What about now? Is it good? Is it better? Are we good now? Are we good to go? Are we good to go now? All right, beautiful. So I believe you're back on track. So sorry about that. I apologize. I never knew that we had issues hearing me. So I believe that's fixed already. So just a quick recap. I talked about DXY, and my expectation on DXY was a sell because we have DXY inside the supply region from the weekly time frame. All right, and then based off what we can see, price retracing, price getting here, and it got here and it was rejected again and it was rejected. All right, and then we see um price inside that point right now. So even though initial movement on DXY has been massively bullish, all right. So like I said, we want to be very careful. Want to be very careful. Um, we taking the sell, all right, but at the same time, we just want to keep our fingers crossed that even though we might continue with the buy, but we should see a sort of retracement down to this point. All right, and that's why we're expecting a bearish DXY, which means that a bearish dollar for the meantime. Okay, so things being equal, we're inside the supply zone, which we expect to serve as a resistance. Okay, that we should see some sort of sell on the dollar. All right, but if that doesn't happen, okay, if probably price wants to still come up a little, probably to this point, maybe come up like this before we get to sell. So it means that we just need to be very careful. All right, we need to be very, very careful. We need to trade the dollar very, very careful because, like I was explaining, I never knew you guys were not hearing. There are a whole lot of fundamentals around the DXY right now. All right, based on people trying to position themselves because of the president-elect for the United States, and at the same time, I said this is also we coming to the end of the year, so it's also a time where majority of companies are already closing their books. All right, so it also means that we should be very careful how we handle things with DXY. All right, so this is our expectation. Maybe a little buy again, then we get a sell. All right, but we should see a sell from where we are right now on dollar. All right, we should see a sell. All right, so moving on. So I think I talked about EU initially. So what we're expecting on EU is a buy. Since we're expecting dollar to sell, all right, to be bearish, so we're expecting EU to, at the other hand, be bullish at least to this point here. Okay, at least to fill this gap that we have here. All right, so we are expecting a short bullish move on DX on an EU. So that will just give dollar that point to relax a while, or catch its breath, and then continue bearish if that is the major direction for the dollar. All right, so that was what I was explaining. Okay, for us that I never knew we were not hearing me. So couple the fact that we are seeing this as a potential pivot point. Okay, then this push back up, this push back up, this rejection downwards. All right, so something similar. We might just retrace up to this point and then we can then sell off. Okay, so that is our basic lookout for on EU. All right. So moving on quickly. Sorry about that. So moving on quickly. We are looking into GU. So this is GU on the weekly time frame. Okay, still on the weekly time frame. All right. So let me take everything out so that we can start afresh. All right. So this is GU, and then if you look at GU, all right, looking at what has happened before on GU, you will see that GU has been trading bullish. Okay, this overall high has been taken out. Do we get that? So GU has been trading bullish, all right, for a very long time. So we are now left with this movement here, this clear movement that we can see here. All right, so we want to look for the origin. We want to look for the origin of this whole move here. All right, and then that will be from here. So this is now the other block that we'll be looking out for to take a possible buy on GU. So this candle here, right, will serve as our order block on G, because if you look to what happened here, okay, this was the last candle and then price has already reacted from it. Okay, now we are left with this one here. Okay, and price has tapped into it a little, but at the same time I want a full touch. All right, so why I'm picking that zone, I want to believe that this is the inducement that price, right, will completely take, right, for us to now tap into this other block on the weekly time frame, and then we can see a buy. But let me go to the daily time frame to see if we can reduce that to something. All right, so from this point here, all right, which means that what we can see on GU is not yet ready for a buy. GU is not yet ready for a buy. What we can see, based on what we can see, GU is not yet ready. GU is not yet ready. Can we do this? Let me see. So GU is not yet ready for a buy. All right. So it means that we should still be expecting some sales on GU. All right. We should be expecting GU to come down a little. All right. Before we can start expecting any buy. Because right now GU is not yet ready. So we're expecting for some push down, all right, before we can now see any form of buy on GU. All right, and this will be our lookout for. So if we get the sell, and then we can now look for buys that can take us all the way up here. So do we get it, please? So I believe that this should serve as an inducement. Then price should come down into this zone here, which is our other block. That's the origin of this move. Okay, and then we can now take our buy from that point. But I think as at right now, GU is not yet ready to start pushing all the as at right now. All right, because we are even yet to tap the 76.4 points. All right, so I believe that we'll still have some ways to cover, or we still have some grounds to cover to downside before we can then push back up. All right, so this is our bias for GU. A sell, all right. So when price sell into this zone, you can now probably with your own confirmation entry schematics look for a buy all the way up here. All right. Why we are using this pivot point is because of this rejection, this rejection, this rejection, this support, and then so. All right. We just want to follow the market based on what's happening. All right. We're using the current happenings in the market to just follow it. Okay. So that's why I'm just using key levels to mark out our entry points and also the points that we are looking out for. All right. So a sell into the zone, and then we can buy. All right, so that is our bias on GU. All right, so moving on, I think we need to look into AU. All right, so we'll just look at the major currency pairs before we start looking for something and looking at other currencies. All right, so now this is AU. All right, we'll start with the weekly so that everybody can see what's going on. So this was the previous high on AU that was taken out. So this was swept. All right, and even this one I believe was also swept before price started dumping down. So price took out the liquidity that was resting on this high and this one, okay, before we started getting all of this sell. But as you can see, the major move, all right, or the overall direction of the market for AU seems to be bullish. All right, it seems to be bullish because this high has been taken out. All right, so it then means that we still have another target, which is this one here. All right, so even maybe all right, this one. So this is just a longer term projection. But with what we can see here, all right, like I told us the weeks before, we'll be expecting AU to still sell, all right, which we have seen. All right, now we are already inside the zone that we expect AU to start buying from. All right, we're already inside that zone. So let me try and see. Um, so this point here, that breaker block there. All right, so that breaker block is my point of interest. Um, this is it. So let me take this out. All right, we got the sell for that one. All right, we are just anticipating the buy. So this breaker block here on AU is where I'll be expecting our buy to start from. So it means that we might still see some sells on AU. All right, some short sell. All right, to get to this, and then we can now buy. All right, so that will be our lookout for on AU. A sell into this, all right, and then we can now start looking out for the buy. All right, so we are still expecting a short sell on AU. All right, so the same way that I'm expecting DXY to give us at least push into the resistance much better. All right, so at the same time we expect AU to push down a little before we can now see the buys that we are expecting. Okay, but we are not looking at something too far off. All right, we just want to stick closer and closer and closer. All right, so something here. So all things being equal with the play around of the DXY, we should just get that short sell, DXY being a little strong, being strong for a while, and then just go weak. So it is when we get inside here, all right, you can start looking for buy opportunity. So the zone I'm watching out for, right, on AU is between 0.64319 and 0.63615. So between 0.64319 and 0.63615. So that's the zone I'm expecting AU to drop into, all right, before I can start looking for my buys all the way up here. All right, so I just want us to keep it simple. All right, the sell and then a buy all the way up here. I believe that's simple enough. So next we'll be looking at UJ. So I think I have it here. So we'll be looking at UJ, okay? So now let's go to the weekly time frame. All right, so the weekly time frame is telling us that UJ is approaching its. Let me be sure. Let me see what the month you have in store. Exactly. So UJ is already approaching its all-time high. All right. So let's go back to the weekly. It's approaching its all-time high. All right. But at the same time, if you come to the daily time frame, you will see that um the reaction we are getting is coming off this OB here. Let me take this one out. Okay, we are not yet there. So we are expecting, so this is the last candle that gave us this sell based off this break of structure. So that will be our target. So we are not yet there, all right, but what are we expecting? So let me take all of this out. So this is UJ, all right, and you can see that we have been pushing upward, sorry. All right, we have been trading upward, which tells that UJ has been massively bullish. All right, massively bullish. But if you can see here, this was the last OB that gave rise to the break of structure here. The break of structure we have here, this was the last OB that gave rise to that. And then now we are having another break of structure. So this now happens to be the OB that gave rise to that. This one here. Can we see that, please? So let me take out this one. So it means that this is where we are watching UJ for. So our expectation on UJ will be a buy from here. But let's calm down. This is the daily time frame. So we have the break of structure here. We have the other block that originated this break of structure. The other block that originated the move that broke above this high. So this is the other block, and our expectation is that price will come down. All right, take out this low. So we are already having something like this. All right, as a form of liquidity. So price will take it out, and then can get our buys back up from here. All right, but don't worry, I'll still come down to 4 hours and see how we can bring that down a little. All right, so this is the last candle that we'll be watching out for. So here, all right. So this buy that we are seeing, it's possible that we might just see a sell from here. So for this buy, all right, it's possible that we might see the sell. This buy, sorry, happens like this, and then we'll get the sell down here that can now give us the momentum to take out this high. So this is now our first major target, this one here. All right, but I believe that for safety purposes, we can just try to focus on either of them that works for you, though. But what we are seeing clearly based on structure is that we are bullish, so we are looking for buy opportunities. But at the same time, it's possible that we can get some sells from here. All right, so if peradventure price gets here and then you have your own entry schematics that you can now look for your entry. So this happens to be our point of interest that I just have marked out here. So if when price gets here, it meets your entry schematics, then you can look for something that can push price down, at least maybe down here. All right, so that you can just be safe. Okay, even though this is where I would expect to get the buy from. Okay, so we might just see something like this. So price must sweep this high here, all right, and then pick it here and then sell all the way down here, and then we can now look for the buy. So we have a possible buy to a buy into this point. So a possible sell to buy. All right, on UJ. So what we're looking out for is from this zone here, we want to sell. From inside here is sell up to this point, and then we can buy. As simple as that. All right, a sell to buy, a sell to buy. That's what you're seeing on UJ. A sell to buy. All right, so that being said, the major currency pairs. Okay, we haven't talked about gold. So let's look into gold and see. All right, so this is gold. All right, and then I marked out that I'm seeing a trend line here. And as we can see, gold is reacting off that trend line exactly that we have marked out. So this is the trend line that gold is reacting from. All right, and then it seems like gold is pushing itself back up. But is it quick to should we be quick to say gold is ready to start going bullish? That might not be the case. That might not be the case, but let us see. That's why we are here. So we have a trend line support that gold is reacting from, is pushing, is buying. All right, is buying. All right, so let us see. Obviously, it looks like we not it looks we have been bullish on gold for a very long time. Okay, so we are just getting this retracement or the pullback as the case may be. So we want to see what exactly is gold doing. All right, what exactly is gold doing, so that we will know how to follow up with gold. So I'm just trying to take out some of the things that might not be necessary for us. So now, based on the move that we had here, all right, we got this high swept. Okay, we also got this break of structure happened here. So we are left with this as our order block on gold. All right, so we are left with that as our order block, and this is yet to be tested. Let me see. I'm coming. Let me see if this order block has been tested. Not exactly. All right, so yes, this. All right, so it means that we'll be seeing some sort of stumbling block on gold here. All right, so that might not work. So we'll be seeing some sort of stumbling block here. Like we said on the weekly, you can see that gold is massively bullish from a weekly time frame. We just tap into a support, a trend support. All right, so we just want to rally all the way up. Okay, but it is possible that we might see some blocks on the way. All right, so which is what I'm trying to identify for us. So for this push that we are seeing on gold, okay, this is where this buy is going to. Let's target for this buy. All right, so it's likely we see something like this: a buy into this point, a sell. All right, then we cannot push back up based off what we have here. Do we get that? So for gold, all right, it's possible that we should still be seeing some sort of sells. All right, so on gold, this point here will be the point we do not expect gold to break above. So this will be our strong low or strong high. Sorry. So this is the point that we expect that gold will not take out until we see this sell and then the buy. All right, so we are expecting a sell from here on gold. Sorry about that. So we're expecting a sell from here on gold. So please, you can also send in your request. If there's any commodity you want us to look into, please, you can let us know. You can just send it in the chat box, all right, so that I can be of assistance, and then we can look into the market together. All right, but I'm seeing a possible sell on gold, all right, from here. So if that sell is happening, all right, something like this, and then all the way here. All right, just a short sell. All right, a small one. All right, I'm coming. Yeah, so something like that. All right, and then we are good to go. All right, so that's what I'm seeing on XAU USD. XAU USD. So we might see the buy into the zone and then the sell before we now come to the buy. All right, so that'll be my expectation on gold. That is my expectation on gold. So let's just keep our fingers crossed. All right, so gold, UJ, so something like this, all the way down here for UJ. That's for the sell before we can then look out for the buy. Even though the buy is the major move, but I think that we can still capitalize on this possible sell. But all this depends on how how DXY decide to play us. All right, right, so it is something you can just look into. All right, it's something you can look into. Right, so I've treated GU, gold, and UJ. All right, so let's look into other currency pairs that I think we might see some good moves. So let's look at AUD, maybe AUD NZD. I think. Mm, so let me clear this chart. All right, so this is AUD NZD, and then we're going to start from the higher time frame to see what we are doing. So go to the week. All right, so AUD has been bullish. All right, we tapped into this other block here, and then since then we have been trending bullish. Okay, we broke structure here. All right, and have been bullish and bullish and bullish, but we are left with this high. Now price is yet to break above this one, so it means that when we got the break of structure, we're expecting this move to be able to take out this high to give us a new break of structure. All right, so that's from the daily time frame. All right, so sorry for the weekly. So coming down to the daily time frame, all right, what can we see? All right, so we have this year that will now be our first target if we want to take it by. So let us see clearly. All right, all right, all right. So this is AUDNZD on the 4 hours time frame. All right, and then so we have this move here, sweep this high. Okay, we are even left with an equal height there. So this move here was unable to take out that high. All right, so we're not an equal high, which means that we have money resting here. All right, we have money resting there. So we have money resting at the top there. All right, so that's just a target point. So we already have the break of structure here. All right, and then we see price is about to completely break above that point. So this was the last order block that price has reacted from. Okay, so we are now left with this one here. So what we're expecting is that a break above this point and then this. So our expectation on AUDNZ is give us a clear break of structure here. Then we can now have that retracement and then take our buys from here. So this is where we want to buy AUDNZ from. From that point there. So when we buy, our target will be all the way up here. So even though, okay, yeah, all the way up here. That's where our target will be. So at least we're looking at a 1:4 on AUDNZD. At least a 1:4 at least. So these are look out for on AUDNZD. But you know, our first TP will be around here. All right, before we start looking at taking all the way up there. So this is our view, all right, on AUD NZD. So I'll just look into AUD CHF, and if probably there is no request, we might be calling it a day. All right, so let's start from the daily too. Okay, we have it here, AUD CHF. Beautiful. All right, so based on what we can see, all right, price has been trending ending bullish. All right, we broke above that one. The other block that was left, price came to react from it. All right, and then we are going back. All right, we came back up here. We were unable to break above this high, and then we stumbled into another block, and then we are now selling. All right, and then where sell get to for us to start pushing back up. So we just want to look for the origin of this move, okay, and then we can now pick out where. So I'll have this marked out first, okay, until yes, we'll look into BTC sub. All right, so we still have this point here as our other block. So let me go and see. So all right, so something around here. All right, so we'll be looking for buys on AUD All right, we'll be looking for buys on AUD Yes. All right, so this is where we'll be looking for our looking at for. All right, so this is AUD and then boom. All right, so these are lookout on AUD a possible buy. All right, all things being equal, based on what we can see for the daily time frame. All right, this high taken, price was unable to take this high. We'll retrace into this OB here. We're pushing, we got blocked here, and then we are coming back down to gain momentum. So we are just looking for that move, right, which is this. So around this point here, so I might just bring this maybe around somewhere here, or half of that. All right, and then this low becomes our strong low. So here, so something like this. All right, so something like this will be our lookout for on AUDNZD. So we buy from here. So sell, buy. So this is a major strong low. All right. So if we're going to use that, I think our SL will be quite wide. So that's I'm just using the low of the second candle here. So that is working out for AUD CHF. All right, a buy, a buy, a buy, a buy. All right. So is there any other currency pair that I'm looking into? Um, this is EJ. I think EJ we are already bullish. Okay, I think there's a request BTC. All right, so this is BTC, and then as you can see, BTC we have created an all-time high, and that price was around 93,329, so around 93K. All right, we made our all-time high. So it means that BTC is aggressively bullish. All right, and I think I have something marked out here. So this is me going to the lower time frame to see. All right, I think this was based off last week, and I said that the buy we got a buy. Okay, this was the second entry I got after that this app became on Friday. All right, by 3, I think our stream was 2, and we ended about 2:40, 50 something. So I just had this randomly marked. All right, and then price came inside here and then pushed back up. So even though this was the target, so now what are we seeing? Okay, now I think I have this market expecting BTC to come all the way up here, but I was expecting BTC to face a form of rejection from this point. All right, but I think it just used the overall order block, and then it is giving us, you can see the sell that happened, the drop, sorry, all right, the drop that happened. So now what are we looking out for, all right, on BTC? Personally, for me, I'm still looking for a continuation of the buy. All right, um so we have, let me check this out. So it means that this sell, I'm expecting this sell to at least get to take out this one here. All right, and then we can come all the way down here again. Let me instead of that, let me do it like this. So permit me. All right, sorry, I just want us to have more like the best entry point for all of this. All right, so exactly. All right, so my next target for BTC is that this sell should drop all the way down here. So we should sell all the way down here before we start looking for buys. So my current bias on BTC is a sell. All right, based on what I can see on the chart, is a sell all the way down to the 88k. So we are selling all the way to 88k BTC. We are selling all the way to 88. So at least 88, and then we can start looking for buys. All right. So Mr. Olu, we are selling. BTC, you can see that the sell has already started. I already had this marked out few days, so we can just get the sell all the way to 88, and then we can start anticipating the continuation of the buys. All right, that's if price does not take out the major structure. Okay, because this is the major structure right now. This one here. Okay, so if price does not take out this major structure that created this all-time high, then we should still be good to expect another move back up. But right now, it is a sell on BTC. Right now, it's a sell. You get it, sir? So this is my bias on BTC. A sell at least to 88k, and then we might start pushing back up. All right, in as much as price does not take out the major structure. So now there's no change of character. Our bias still remains the same. So this is just a short sell that we're expecting. All right, until there's a change whatsoever. So if you understand, just please let me know. ETH USDT. I'm sorry, I think we've been on this call for you know few minutes because we started quite late, and this, for some part of it you guys were not hearing me, so apologies again. So now this ETH, and we can see that ETH is giving us a sell from this point because it used this as an inducement. Okay, this it used this high as inducement, and then we are getting a sell on ETH. All right, so let me take out this, and then already on ETH we have something here as a pivot point. So we have this pivot point on ETH. So that's from the weekly time frame. All right, and then we are seeing that we are already selling on ETH. All right, Ethereum is selling, it's selling, and then our target for this ETH is, because now if you can look all the way here, we have imbalances for price to fill. We have another one here. Okay, but this was the breakout structure that we have that happened here. So we have all of this fair value gap available to be filled on the edge. All right, so based on what we are seeing as a sell, all right, we expect that this sell should continue. All right, this sell should continue. Okay, already it has already reacted from this. Okay, so I think we should just keep selling from where we are right now. We should just keep selling. All right, I think the only thing that might happen is this. So let me explain that. So, like I said already, where we are, all right, we should just keep going down. All right, but if any other thing happen, because we did the break of structure here, all right, and then at the same time, you can see that we got the sweep here. Okay, so price might want to use this as an inducement and come all the way up here, and then boom. So if you can, and why we're having this slowdown is because of this block here. Can you see that? So it's possible we see ETH give us something like this. Boom. So something like this. It's possible because we are reacting off from this support. So we might just come, if the support is strong enough, we might see something like this, or we will just see something like this. You get it now? Or we'll just see that sell continue like that. So if the sell orders that are coming in from here are strong enough, then this support should not hold. So we'll just see a break below it, and then we'll continue rallying downwards. But if it is strong enough to some extent, we can see some support. If we get supported here, this will be where we are coming to, and then we can now rally back down. Even though we expect that all of these FVG should come and get filled, but we are going to take it one step at a time. All right, we're going to take it one step at a time. So this is what I'm seeing ETH. All right, if this is unable, if this holds, we will get supported all the way up, and then we can now sell. But if this fails, all right, we will just break and then continue bearish. So please let me know if you understood what I just explained. Please let me know. Please let me know. Please let me know. We are rounding up already. All right, we are virtually done. So please let me know. Please let me know if that's understood, Mr. Lo. I don't know if you're still on the call, but if you understood what we just talked about, you can let me know. I think this might be a good one. Lastly, on NZJPY. All right, we are looking at some possible sells here. All right, thank you, sir. We are looking at some possible sells here. Reason that all of the highs has been taken out. Boom, boom, and then boom. So we are expecting price to come here, gain momentum, and then push back up. So I think there's not much explanation for this, but at the same time, this is the low I do not expect price to break below, because this is where all of this move that happened here. This is where, because if you look at it closely, it looks like we are ranging inside here. All right, so this is our swing low to our swing high. So what am I expecting price to do? To come in here and then create another high. All right, so my sentiment for NJ is a buy. So I think this is the last commodity I'll be giving us for today's market review session. All right, the figures are there: 90.264. All right, and my SL 89.862. All right, 89.862. So a buy on NJ if all things remains equal. All right, so let me check it. I think I did it on. Let me be sure. From 2 hours. 2 hours. The buy I'm expecting on AUDCHF is from 2 hours time frame. So instead of using the full order block, I'm using half of the order block. All right, so that my stop loss can be quite slimmer. All right, or tighter as the case maybe, so that I won't be risking, or so that it won't be that wide. All right, so I'm looking at it from the 2 hours time frame. All right, so I believe that's all. I believe that is all. I believe that's all I have for us for today market review trade idea. So I want to say thank you so much. Thank you for bearing with me. All right, due to the fact that we had some technical issues from the beginning. We started late, and while I started the call, we were unable to hear me. All right, I'm sorry about that. So, but I want to believe that I was able to um talk about one or two currency pairs that you trade. All right, where you can now pick up entries from based on what we have been able to discuss here tonight. All right, so I believe that you understand that, and then I am sure that if you apply proper risk management to all of these pairs, or I just pick the one that work for you, all right, and then you can just look into it and trade them. I am sure that you are going to make some money. All right, but please do not forget, apply proper risk management. Okay, remember the way I started. We are coming to the end of the year, so there are a lot of um moving out of money from the market because a lot of firms want to close their books, but at the same time, it's looking like a promising next year. So people want to position themselves rightly. All right, so do not be the liquidity. All right, so try as much as possible not to risk too much. All right, and try as much as possible to always follow your trading, your trade idea. All right, your trading structure. All right, the way you want to trade. All right, please make sure that you follow your trade plan. All right, follow your trade plan. It is very important. All right, so till I come your way again next week Monday on YouTube, but before then we will be meeting on Telegram. All right, on the Padomzfx Academy Telegram. All right, that's the name, Padomzfx Academy community. Yeah, so you just join us there where we get to do a recap. All right, where we get to see, okay, all of these things we talked about, how did it go? And then we can now take questions that is outside. Oh, analyze this currency pair. Oh, what how do you trade? All right, what do you look at before you take a trade? What do you put together before you trade? So question regarding the financial space in general. And then we also talk about we go deep into talking about the fundamentals happenings in the market, all right, so that we can be able to organize ourselves better when we come to the chat. All right, so till I come your way next week, or at the same time till I come your way on Thursday, on Friday on our Telegram, all right, I want to wish each and every one of us a profitable trading week. All right, please trade carefully and do have a blessed week. Bye bye.